Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7, now streaming on Roku. To our top story, sponsored by Carnegie Heights. One local mother gets emotional, pleading with the public for help to solve her son's murder. That's after he was killed in a random shooting. Review-Journal's James Schaefer with our heartbreaking story.
Kashif Brown was standing at a Circle K gas station pump on March 22nd when an individual in this car pulled in and fatally shot Brown.
I can't.
Nearly a month later, Brown's mother, Maria Levi, spoke at an emotional Metropolitan Police press conference, pleading for anyone with information about her son's death to come forward. Metro has released additional information of the shooting, indicating a gray 2015 Chrysler 300 model and a woman who was sitting in the passenger seat. For the time being, the shooting is considered a complete random incident with no link so far. Lieutenant Ray Spencer relayed that as fact.
So there is no link, and that is why we urge the public to reach out to us and help us solve this case.
For the Las Vegas Review-Journal, I'm James Schaefer.
Further east in the North Valley, more tragic news. Fire crews looking into what caused a house fire that killed a 4-year-old boy. The fire occurred near Cheyenne and Eastern Avenue last night. North Las Vegas Fire also reporting another child had been in the house, was hospitalized, but thankfully is in stable condition. Over in Carson City, the Nevada State Assembly votes to ban the death penalty. The first time the full assembly has done so. The bill now heads to the Senate, where its fate is still up in the air. It also faces potential opposition from the governor's office.
Under most circumstances, I'm opposed to capital punishment. I know there have been wrongful convictions. I know there are significant costs associated with capital punishment and more. But as also said on the record in the past, there are incredibly severe situations that may warrant consideration of capital punishment.
Democrats remain divided, some in support, others against. Meanwhile, Republicans argue capital punishment should remain for the, quote, worst of the worst offenders. Some breaking health news tonight. A Nevadan is reportedly one of the 6 cases under investigation for a rare but serious side effect of the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine, also called, as you can see here, the Janssen vaccine. The Nevadan revealed to be an 18-year-old woman with a blood clot in her brain with hemorrhaging. The FDA and CDC recently recommending a pause on the use of this vaccine. So far, more than 47,000 doses were already administered in Clark County, about 50 people reporting adverse effects. To your weather, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 Hour is here for you. Things are cooling off for a bit. As you can see, temps dropping down to the 50s tonight. That's before we get back up to the upper 70s tomorrow. The start of your weekend staying pleasantly warm with highs sticking to the 70s. Maybe a few clouds to break up those sunny skies. Then Sunday will start heating back up to the 80s. The wind advisory has been dropped, but still expect some gusts up to around 20 miles per hour for the next few days. In your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Working at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas and getting a COVID vaccine could result in a cash bonus. Review-Journal's Renee Summerhour tells us how much. Renee?
Jen, the Strip property has committed to pay upwards of $1 million in cash bonuses if 80% of its workforce receives their first dose by May 1st. The cash incentive is a tiered system, so at 60% vaccination rate would result in a $50 cash bonus, 70% would mean $100, 80% would mean $250, 90% would equal $350, and 100% would get you a $500 cash bonus.
We have seen other casino operators offer incentives to get workers vaccinated. Some are offering paid time offs to get the vaccinations. Others are offering on-site clinics for vaccines. And others are offering gift cards for restaurants and shops on site.
The state's top gaming regulatory body said earlier this month that it would increase floor capacity only for licensees that have taken, quote, measurable and material steps to vaccinate and thereby protect their workforce, visitors, and the community. Jen?
Sports, sponsored by Scenic Brewing Company. The Golden Knights' newest member and forward Mattias Janmark will be available for tonight's game versus the Kings. Janmark spoke to the media on Wednesday morning and described his excitement on joining his new team.
It's been great. I think ever since I found out, it was great. I was happy to be able to come here. And yeah, for sure. I mean, you're a little bit on edge, even on the skate today. Like, new teammates, like you said, a little new equipment, new faces, new surroundings. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a little bit of nerves, but I think once the game starts, it should be fine. And I'm really excited about it. So hopefully I can get off to a good start.
Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. The Masters is over, but golf betting rolls on. Dustin Johnson and Webb Simpson are the 14-1 co-favorites at the Westgate for the RBC Heritage, which starts Thursday in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Patrick Cantley is next at 18-1. Read a full tournament preview, including handicapper Wes Reynolds' selections, at lvrj.com.
In your entertainment news, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. The North Las Vegas family, with a whopping 14 kids, are set to return for a second season on TLC. The DeRico family, their 14 kids with names all starting with D's, have welcomed cameras into their North Las Vegas home since last year. In their newest season, their oldest daughter wants to start dating, their young son deals with a medical issue, and another baby might be on the way. Maybe. Doubling Down with the DeRicos returns in June. In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Get Healthy, Clark County. Tomorrow, Nevada Senior Services is helping those 60 and older find resources for food, housing, and medical assistance. To RSVP, call the Nevada Care Connection Resource Center at the number on your screen there, 702-364-2273. Plus, it's not officially spring until Mojave Max comes out of his burrow. The desert tortoise has poked his head out, but as of today, he's still hunkering down. Last year, Mojave Max emerged on April 1st. The latest he's ever come out is April 17th. That's it for our 7 at 7 p.m. show from the Review Journal studio. I'm Jen Ah. Watch us on the RJ mobile app, Twitter, or YouTube. Also, make sure to watch 7 at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Good night.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.